Tonight's episode is brought to you by the Be Real Podcast Network. For more episodes like this, go to BREELnetwork.com. Enjoy the show.
Fatality.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trinity of Bitches. This is Movie Guys Podcast. I hope everybody got the joke if you saw this movie. This is Jordan along with his pals, Eric and Ed, and tonight we're talking about Resident Evil, the final chapter. How you guys doing tonight?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I'm all right. You know what? I'm all right. You know what? I'm all right.
What?
Well,
just
you
doing
know
all
what?
right.
Like, because we're talking about Resident Evil, and thankfully enough, this movie was kind of, well, almost released side by side with the video game.
Yes.
In Resident Evil Biohazard 7, and that video game is really good. I enjoy it a lot.
Don't tell me how it ends. I have to play with a bro because I'm too afraid. Like, we are literally streaming on Xbox Live, having a party chat as we play the game together.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, like it really immerses you. You know, turn down the lights. Let's get scary here, fellas.
Yes, it reminds me of Alien Isolation, and I played the demo last night because I was very skeptical about the game Resident Evil 7, but I fell in love with it, and I will be buying it this weekend. I cannot wait to play this.
So
The graphics are amazing, the story's amazing, and I'm really excited for it.
So yeah, yeah. So then this movie came out, and
And
yeah,
just-
so
It's
you,
not
you
as
get
good as the game.
you get the good with the bad, I guess, type thing. But you know, like, I mean, we'll get into it, obviously, like that. I don't know what movie this is in the series, but this is the second one that we've kind of done of this, where we're catching it at the end, the supposed end of its run or the series, and it's like I think I get it now. Like I think I get it now because Triple X is doing the same thing, you know, where there just needs to be this kind of like campy, trashy action movie out every so often, you know. Like
Okay.
there just
Yeah.
needs to be just kind of like this thriller. There needs to be variety at the theater, and this is just one of those things. I'm looking. I mean, it looks like. Hold on, I'm looking at the box office. How much did it? It only made 31 million worldwide.
Yes,
How much did
it
it cost?
it is the lowest grossing Resident Evil movie in the movie franchise history. It grossed less than the opening of Resident Evil, the first movie.
Well,
They're done.
Yeah, surprised no one there. I don't know how much the budget was. It doesn't really say anywhere here that I'm looking at. But I mean, it seems the majority of this movie, and all of this movie, was probably done on green screen. It
Yeah,
may
I mean-
it maybe have like a lot of outdoor shots, but you know it's green screen background. Everything is just kind of like, hey, let's just go out back behind the studio, and there's a desert there with some green screen.
And shoot ourselves because we made this terrible movie.
It
Well-
was I don't know. I'm not a fan. You know what? The one thing about this movie, I don't mind an action movie. The other one we went to go see, the Underworld movie, like horrible story, but at least the action was somewhat entertaining, and you know, like that was pretty cool. A lot of it was pretty cool, but this movie had a lot of the shaky cam, a lot of the quick cam, a lot of the quick cuts. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of that. I don't like it.
I mean, it works in some movies. In a movie like this, it doesn't. You know,
I don't,
like
Well-
I'm down for it in some stories, like in some movies, but like this one is just too broad, like too wide to do that with. You know what I mean? There's too much going on to a certain degree. Like, I mean, yeah, it picks up where the other ones leave off, but they're trying to like tell a broad story, and the everything's broad in this movie in terms of like the landscape, even though it is green screen, there's a lot behind what's going on. It's just that shaky cam stuff I love, but it just didn't work here.
So I got to show my hand, guys.
What?
But I got to show my hand here.
Is it sticky?
Is it hairy?
Besides Alien being my favorite movie franchise of all time, the Resident Evil video games are my favorite video games of all time.
Sure.
Like, as much as I love Alien as a movie franchise, I share the same love and passion for the Resident Evil games. So I am deep into the Resident Evil mythology. What this movie did a lot of mixed emotions for me. It was the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. They got a lot of background character names right. And we're going to go through the plot because that is the biggest issue with this movie, which unfortunately, that's the reason. I mean, okay. I'll just ramble on here for a second. This story makes absolutely no sense. We watched Retribution and prepared for this. So this is what happens. And this is our review. And for the listeners, if you have not seen this movie yet, what happens, you're so confused. So I have to tell this story. If I talk too much, stop me. This is what happens for Resident Evil 5, which is called Retribution. Albert Wesker, who is the villain of this franchise, kidnaps Alice and puts her into an underground, beneath the ice lair. He then helps her with the help of Ada Wong, Barry Burnett, and Leon S. Kennedy to break her out, so he can take her to Washington, D.C. to have the last battle between humanity and the monsters/zombies. This movie opens up. We never see that battle. We find out that Albert Wesker just fucked with her, and he's somewhere off. Talk about the greatest disappointment ever in disappointments. Because if you guys remember that last scene in Retribution, it's all these monsters and zombies against them. And we never see that battle. And she's the last sole survivor. Where's Leon S. Kennedy? Where's Barry Burnett? Where's Ada Wong? Those are three big characters that were in the movie last time, that are in the game multiple times, and they're gone.
Budget, bro.
Oh,
Couldn't afford them.
Just absolutely gone. So that's the background of this. This plot is simple as this, fans. Alice gets chased by monsters, gets chased by zombies, meets a clone. And then we find out the biggest shocker of all, which is so disappointing. Since the very first movie, since the opening shot of the first movie, spoilers, Alice has been a fucking clone. Are you kidding me? She is a clone of Alicia, who is the daughter of Marcus. Now, they did get these names right. In the game mythology, there was Marcus and Ashford. Those two guys developed Umbrella and came up with the T-Virus. But the T-Virus was to help. And remember Resident Evil Apocalypse, the second movie, where that doctor had a daughter that had some muscular issue or whatever, some disease, and he kept on injecting her with the T-Virus so she could live a normal life? That's the story of the original Resident Evil mythology. However, though, where they fuck up at is that there's no such thing as Dr. Isaac. It was in the third movie, but we find out that he was there was two clones of Dr. Isaac in this movie.
Is it the clone thing?
Sense.
I mean, is it the clone thing that? I mean, it's it shouldn't be surprising to really anyone that you have like, oh, it's a clone, oh, he's schizophrenic, oh, they get hit by a bus. Like these are just kind of the push it along type things, and it's fun. Like you're going to this movie to get some zombie ass kicking.
Are
You
you
know,
though? Because
well,
there's barely have been zombies in this franchise since the first movie.
I think people do.
That's where they fucking went wrong.
I think these movies do well on the premise that they are an action movie. Like that's just same with like Triple X. Like, do you really care about what happens to Xander Cage?
No, that's why I don't watch the movie. I mean, like, I have no love for it. There's no video games to go with.
I
There's
guess
no
I guess it's a
mythology
bit
to go
different from
with it.
Resident Evil because it has a little bit more of a cult following. But I mean, you understand what I'm trying to say though. Like it's
Sure,
filling a
sure.
demand of an action movie. And so I'm sure that there are some people named Jordan in the world who really want to go for a great story of Resident Evil, but I think the other half just wants to see some machine guns blazing and some fists flying.
But the problem is that there's no plot with this. We all get told this by backstory from Alice
I mean, look at
and the
every
Red
action
Queen.
movie in the past 10 years, and action movies aside, like some of them are fucking dumb as dirt, man. Like
Some, but some are great. Mad Max Fury Road would be one of them.
a remake,
Technically not a remake.
a
It's just
continuing,
a continuing, but
or a
still a good
retelling, or
action
something like
movie.
that. But you took an awesome idea, and that this, yeah. But you also had, I mean, for this year, oh my God, Sylvester Stallone was in a few, wasn't he? Was there an expendable? Oh wait, The Machinist.
The Machinist.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh no, I'm sorry. Not The Machinist, because that's a movie
The
from the early
Mechanic.
2000s.
Oh,
The
excuse me.
Mechanic. The Mechanic.
Is it The Mechanic?
Yes, The Mechanic.
Okay. Yeah. Either way, but even that's a remake of a Charles Bronson movie, I think.
Yeah,
There hasn't really been anything new in a while.
But what?
nothing
Yeah.
will ever be new.
Again, it's
But
just like, I mean, when was the last original action movie besides Last Action Hero?
true. Nice. No, I hear what you're saying, but for me, this is the last chapter. Regardless if this is going to be the last chapter, I think the box office has proven it's going to be the last chapter. But this is where you fuck up on as a studio. You don't take a big franchise game wise, like Resident Evil, and barely follow anything that it gives you. And B, you do the worst choice you could ever do ever in the history of film. Box office poison. Worst thing you could ever do is sign a paycheck to Paul W.S. fucking Anderson. He has destroyed everything he's ever touched. Everybody likes Mortal Kombat because it's nostalgic. But if you really watch Mortal Kombat, you're like,
Oh,
wow, this is garbage.
it is awful, but I
Hot
fucking
garbage.
love watching it.
I think it's because that
It's
techno
garbage.
track
It's
beat,
fun.
baby, too. Mortal Kombat. Yeah, exactly. Just that high energy jock jams
And I
beat.
love how the second one, by the way, picks up literally exactly where the first one left off, and none of the actors are back. They're all different people.
You know, and then after that, Paul W.S. Anderson gives us, an alien ripoff of which is called Event Horizon,
Mm-hmm.
and then he pisses on my franchise with Alien versus Predator, and then
Which people loved, by the way. I didn't
No.
like it, you didn't like it, but people fucking loved that movie.
A lot of people hate that movie, and then he pisses on another classic starring Sylvester Stallone, Death Race. Really?
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna stand up for Event Horizon though. That movie's solid.
Oh wow, really solid.
Movie's solid as fuck. Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill, get out of here, dude. Like that movie's the shit.
I mean, like, Paul W.S. Anderson did a good Resident Evil movie. I liked the first Resident Evil movie because they did not take place in a mansion, which they wanted to do something different.
Well, the first 2 seconds did.
which was fine. It was something different. Well, the first 2 seconds was paint homage, but I liked it because there
Mhm.
was a Resident Evil game that came out a few years after that movie called Resident Evil Zero, which is following Rebecca Chambers, and it's before the mansion. But
Mhm.
I like that first movie. After that first movie, Apocalypse, which stars Nemesis and Extinction and Afterlife and Retribution, it just went down the fucking tubes. And you're going to sit here and tell me that Alice is a fucking clone. This is why, Eric, I hate that. Is because this is the I'm your twin brother that you never knew you had, or I'm a long lost cousin
Yeah.
trope. It's so
It's soapy.
it's it's so stupid. And get this. This is not just a Paul W.S. Anderson fuck up. This is a Mila Jovovich fuck up because the Red Queen in this movie, we've had 3 different Red Queens. In the first movie, she was fucking British. In the next movie, she was fucking Asian. In this movie, she is an American girl trying to play British because the Red Queen in this movie is Paul W.S. Anderson and Mila Jovovich's daughter. It's the real daughter. And it's like, oh my God.
I mean, well, that's why they made
I
the
didn't
movie.
know. I didn't know that. I
They
didn't
got
even
the
catch
family.
that.
They got the whole family on the fucking payroll.
The
That's
whole-
why.
The whole family's on this payroll. And what do? What you should do in this movie. So you're gonna lie to the audience and you're gonna lie to me, who was a fan, and say Alice is a clone the entire time since the first frame in the first movie. You need to kill her. You need to just straight up kill her at the end of the movie. This is the last chapter. But no, what does she do? Like she does in all the end of the movies. She's riding on a motorcycle, staring off in a distance, being
Yep.
chased by monsters. Terrible.
Well, this time she's chasing monsters because the T virus, it's airborne now and it's going to take for a long time. Which, by the way, if you think about it, she dropped that antivirus, which is airborne, 30 seconds before the last human settlement was going to be destroyed. And then 10 seconds later, they're like, this is totally going to take years to work now because it was airborne. This is so the last human settlement's gone now. Like you've ruined it. You had to do it like a month in advance.
I know, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's gonna take time to go across the world. I mean, come on. There's an antivirus. They were hinting at antivirus in the first movie, but they quickly dropped it. And introducing Dr. Isaac from the third movie, who turned into the tyrant, who was the first main villain in the first game.
But I
You're
mean,
gonna-
if
you're
they
gonna
were
do this?
introduced, they introduced clones here, so it can't be far fetched that people would, especially someone like fucking Wesker, who just doesn't really seem to die ever.
He doesn't die in the games ever. It doesn't seem like either.
No,
It's
I
kinda
mean,
funny.
And
get blown up with a rocket launcher,
like how-
get torched with a flamethrower.
And when fucking Dr. Isaacs realizes who's a clone, no, you're the clone, no, you're the clone, and they fight each other and then they stab each other to death, and then
Yeah.
like,
Very, very sixth day.
oh god, that was awful.
I just don't understand where this Anderson family is just they're just pissing away. Now I did hear that Netflix is interested in picking up Resident Evil as a franchise for a Netflix original show, which okay.
I'd watch
okay.
that. I'd watch that if they started over, and just redid it, and not pick up around this universe. If they actually went fresh to compete with Walking Dead and did Resident Evil, I'd be down. I would be very down. I think that they could do that. Netflix has been hitting gold real hard lately,
Yeah.
They have.
and by lately I mean always.
No, yeah. No,
Like,
they
so-
can definitely do it.
So I'm on board with that.
This is what I would have done. If this is the final chapter, Claire Redfield is not as big, in my opinion, as a character as Chris Redfield, who was in the first game with Jill Valentine, but he was introduced in the fourth movie and never brought up again. Okay? If this is the final chapter, give the game nerds like me something to root for. Give me Jill Valentine. Give me Alice. That's fine because she's your main character throughout all the movies. But give me Leon. Give me Barry Burton. Give me Rebecca Chambers. Give me Wesker. Give me Claire Redfield. Give me all of them.
All right, well,
It's-
time out. Actually, how about this? Because you're listing up all like a lot of characters and a lot of faces and everything else like that. If Netflix theoretically were to do this, and if you were to pitch this idea, which storyline are you going? Which setting? Which environment are you going to go with? Because we've seen a lot that we have like this new game You know, the Biohazard. This is at a mansion. The first game is, or director's cut even, is at a mansion. You know, and it's really fucking awesome just to kind of see this creepy deserted mansion move around and collect clues and then stuff like that. But then you also have like this whole Umbrella and Hive aspect of it too, and then you have the whole Africa thing in Resident Evil 5. That was pretty cool too. I mean, so you have a lot of different ways you can go. Um, where would
I'll
you
tell you
start?
exactly.
I mean, would you go just like how like in the game where it was just like okay, mansion, and then mansion you find lab, and then Raccoon City blows up, and that's where like 2 takes place is Raccoon City, and it's just you have to go in down the Hive and shit. Like there's a lot.
I would tell you exactly because the Hive was not in the games at all, just the movie. I would Bates Motel it. I love that show. I think I've talked to you guys about that show before multiple times. If I
Mhm.
was to get the green light to do a Netflix Resident Evil story, I would Bates Motel it. Give me 5 seasons. I'm going to tell how Umbrella became Umbrella and how it became this huge powerhouse. Give me the characters of Ashford and Spencer and Marcus, all these bigwigs. And just like in Bates Motel, if anybody is a fan of that show, the mother's now dead and Norman is on the loose, getting ready to do his first kill with Marion Crane, who was played by Rihanna, by the way. That's what I would do for Resident Evil. Is I would have this whole backstory of how everything became the way it is, and the last season be the characters that everybody knows: Jill Valentine, Barry Burton, and Albert Wesker in the mansion fighting the zombies. That's how it should be, and that's how it should go. That would be amazing.
I mean, I respectfully disagree, but it's not our show to make.
How would you just? Okay, I would love to know because that sounds amazing to me. Why?
No, it does.
How
It
would
does
that?
sound. It sounds good. I would. The only thing I think that would work in the world today is you got to do something along the lines of The Walking Dead, but not The Walking Dead. So it's got to be like a 28 Days Later type, because and Resident Evil's known for having monstrous zombies like giant goo monsters that just come out of the walls and stuff. You know what I mean? So like you've got to have some sort of scientific version versus the Living Dead, Walking Dead. So it's got to be something like 28 Days Later, but similar storyline to The Walking Dead. Starts out in a mansion and with Chris Redfield, and then it goes from there, and then you got the zombie dogs, and then you got all these weird gooey bosses and stuff like that. You got to follow the storyline, but you know I don't know that you give each video game a season. You just you maybe you tell your own story, or maybe
So you would not prequel it. You would do the first game.
I would do the first game and then tell a story off of that, or which one? This one was my favorite Resident Evil video game, the one that came in N64, which was the dual disc or dual
Oh,
cartridge.
Code Veronica.
Yeah. So like something along those lines where you're telling two different storylines on the same plane,
That'd be cool.
and then they come together, and then you've got to work it from there. But something along those lines.
Have
Hmm.
Umbrella be the very very large overarching story.
Yeah.
So maybe like per episode or just a little by little bit per season. Something you can stretch out. Don't give away too much. Build up.
Yeah.
Let's Kama Sutra
y-
this thing.
Yeah, because in the games, I mean,
Gotta
Umbrella's
work
there,
different
but they're
angles here.
overarching. They're
You gotta
overarching.
gotta keep them guessing and keep them working
Hmm.
different angles. So
Yeah.
like in episodes maybe you flash like the logo or they find a clue that has something with so that would be very interesting to me but again I think that the point of it for me for Resident Evil is that it's a different zombie movie because the game was never horde-ish. There was never waves of zombies like you see in like World War Z or like you see in
Hmm.
Walking Dead where you have actually like waves of zombies coming at you. The movie took it that way, which it was whatever. But even in the first movie, like it was not as excessive as it is in these other ones. Uh, when you're trapped in a house and you have one or two coming at you down a hallway, and you only have your Beretta with limited ammo, Like that's the other part too. I only have, one clip. I only have just a little bit that's going to get me by here, and these bullets aren't really doing a whole lot when I'm firing them off at these people, at these zombies. I mean, so like, there's the fear aspect of it too. You should be scared because you're trapped. You're don't have many options here. What you can do in Resident Evil, besides walk into another room. That usually seems to work.
And then walk and have to go all the way back to the beginning of the house to find a key, to get the key that you left there, because it opens a door to the attic that has a vase in it that opens a door that's in the basement that you were in 2 hours ago.
Yeah. I think, well, you know what? Actually, I like this idea because now you have you're building kind of like this adventure in the role. When you are have the hero or whomever kind of doing these minor tasks and achieving them towards the next thing. A scavenger hunt type thing, and then finding more and more, and then it just keeps on going down and down into the rabbit hole. And all the while, you have these little clips of action, and not like crazy action where you have Alice like suspended on a tripwire or something like that, and guys are around her with automatic rifles, and she's still after taking a couple buck ends to the jaw. She grabs it and kills all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, guys, look, we go back and forth with this. I knew this was going to be an interesting review because this final. Okay, best way I can explain this. Anytime that somebody really loves or remotely likes a movie franchise, let's just say, so you have two different ideals. When it's the final chapter, it's supposed to be a big deal. It's supposed to be everything coming together, concluding at the end.
Sure.
What I get is endless action scene upon endless action scene and the worst writing that I've ever seen a major studio do. I mean, the script was probably 5 pages. Okay, opening, big B thing that attacks her that has a weird face. Then Doctor comes in. Then she's being dragged behind a tank, being chased by zombies. Then she's a clone. Movie over with.
Yep.
I mean, like,
and then the big B thing comes back.
the big B thing comes. I mean, like, it's just so annoying to me and so frustrating me that this is the final chapter, which these movies have not been good, in my opinion, since the first movie. Because I really like the ending of the first movie. I don't know if you guys remember that or not.
Yeah. And
But
it's set up for Nemesis really well.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was really cool, and I was really excited. Plus, they had Marilyn Manson do the music for the first movie, which I thought his scoring was very well. But they completely forgot of the survival horror aspect after the first one. So I've not been a fan. This Resident Evil movie franchise, to me, is in the same category as Fast and Furious. There's 6 of these? What?
It's exactly. They're stupid.
Who would have
People
thought
fucking
this
love
was
them.
going to happen? Like,
Guys, it's just an action movie, and it just
yeah, but look, when they come out with Fast and Furious final chapter, they got to do something big. And this is it, the final chapter. You got to do something cool and not just give us stupid action scene and characters that were introduced throughout a whole movie franchise that are never even spoke about. If you're going to kill off the characters that I liked in the other movies, fine, kill them off. But at least tell me, for God's sakes, you had 3 main characters in the last one. Guys, we even forgot to talk about the little girl. In the last movie, she was the main focal point of the movie.
That's true.
The clone girl that was deaf, who thought that Alice was her mom, who Alice turned into Ripley, and she was the Newt of the last movie. She went after a super liquor to save this deaf girl who was a clone, and she's not even brought up in this movie. There's not a picture. There's not a tombstone. There's nothing. And I'm sorry if I'm getting loud, but that's ridiculous.
No, let it out.
Yeah,
That's-
bro.
yeah.
I'm okay. I'm gonna say this one more time so everybody can clearly understand. The main plot of last week's movie of Resident Evil 5 Retribution was Alice needs to save a little girl. She saves the little girl. She goes through hell and high water to save the little girl, and they don't even talk about her. And this movie happens hours after the last one. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's really what you had just said right there. Pretty much sums up, I guess, what I think about this movie. Where it's just like, like I'm not here to ask questions because I have so many. I'm just here just to kind of enjoy what you're gonna give me. And it was very difficult for me to do that just because of the shaky cam. Like, just give me. I want a clean shot of you pulling the head off or cutting the head off of a zombie. Give me just one clean shot. But you can't even do that. You have like 3 cuts in one movement, and it's I don't like those. I like you know I like the view. I want a panoramic view of you kicking ass.
Yeah, shaky cam. Shaky cam is needed when I guess it's needed in certain movies, but not this movie. And when you have stupid bullshit plot, and guys, like I said before, let's forget about the little girl. Let's just forget about the little girl, which is stupid to forget about because she was a major plot point. But you have other characters that survived with her. Alice beat the shit out of Jill Valentine and then took the spider off of her chest to rescue her. They're like best girlfriends.
Yeah.
And Jill Valentine is not even in this movie. Her name's not even brought up. Jill Valentine in the games is the #1 character in the games. And that's what pissed me off. When this movie started, I'm like, okay, so they're going to do flashbacks about the little girl. They're going to do flashbacks about Jill, Leon. Like, what are we going to know what happened to these characters? And I walked out saying, where's these fucking characters? Like, that just pissed me off so much, guys. It's like they literally forgot they made a last movie.
Did you do any research? I know that you like to look it up at all to see if there's any questions for the director at all.
Yeah, so pretty much in layman's terms, without me sounding like such a sadistic fucking prick, is he came up with the script. The studio did not like it, which introduced all those characters, and they said we need younger, hipper faces, because the last movie came out in 2012, and it's 2017, so who cares about Jill Valentine, right?
Yeah.
So let's introduce some new guys. Doc and what was another guy's name that was just so like Razor, like Doc and Razor.
Razor.
Yeah, Razor Ramon.
And,
my name is Razor.
Abigail.
And then of course you knew that Claire Redfield, who we have not seen since the 4th movie, her boyfriend was of course the Umbrella operative who was a secret.
Of course he was.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Come on.
I mean,
come on.
He's like, hey, so we're together now. Yeah, I know. And I could tell. And then, yep, he's definitely the bad guy.
Hey, speaking of that, guys, I know I'm rambling so much, but you guys know not only in the games, but in the movie, in the 4th movie, Afterlife, when they're in the prison, Claire's like, oh my God, that's my brother Chris. Where's your brother? She hasn't talked about him. She's not like, I mean, like, wouldn't it have been great if there was a scene where she's like, yeah, Chris and I were trying to be renegades, and trapped in a building, and he sacrificed himself so I could live. Great. Stupid. I hate that. But at least tell me what happened to your brother. Nothing. So that's what so before I get into the review of it, that's what I felt when I walked out of this movie was anger, disappointment, and just pure like, what the fuck happened? I just wasted the first one came out in 2012. I'm sorry, 2002. So 12. So I've wasted it's
been a minute.
I wasted 14, 15 years of my life watching these. So thank you, Paul Anderson. Don't make another movie again. You suck.
Wow.
I'm trying to see what else Mila Jovovich has done in it. She's like, damn, she's been busy, dude.
Fifth Element, by the way, was incredible.
Oh yeah.
She was in Fifth Element and then The Messenger, Joan of Arc. But
She's in a lot of stuff, man. Ultraviolet.
don't get me started.
Remember
on
Ultraviolet?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You damn
Yeah.
right you do.
Yeah, another Eon Flux ripoff.
Yeah, that wasn't it?
Oh, it's terrible. So, I'm going to get in my review so I can just shut up. You guys can talk. Resident Evil Final Chapter. I want my money back. Paul, I'm going to go to California. I'm going to hunt you down and your Red Queen daughter and your fucking Jinjitsu Alice bullshit wife. And I want my fucking $10
She'll
back.
kick your ass for sure.
Probably. You are, and my review's on him. You are a piece of shit writer. You're a piece of shit producer. You're a piece of shit director. My dog can make a better movie than you. Independence Day 2 Resurgence is an Oscar winner compared to your fucking filmography.
Calm down.
You are a piece of shit. You destroyed this franchise. I can't wait for you to stop making movies. This movie's absolutely garbage. Do not see this movie. Independence Day 2, far better movie. Oscar compared to this piece of shit. Don't see it. Terrible.
Wow, tell us what you really feel, bro.
Yeah, no kidding, man. You took the words right out of my mouth there, Jordan.
Sorry.
No.
I got really passionate there. I'm sorry.
Listen, I know this is a long-running franchise, and obviously people are still watching it. It's not for me. I like the action in it. I didn't need to. You don't need to watch the other ones. You could probably just watch this one standalone.
Yeah, because she talks about the whole franchise in 5 minutes.
Yeah, they definitely keep you up to date. They catch you up in the first in the intro, so you could probably just walk in just blind and be like, I think I know what Resident Evil is, and just go into it. But it's hokey, it's campy, it moves all the stuff forward. The actions are, this is a fall asleep movie for me. It's not for me. I like action movies, but this one was just kind of like there was some cool parts, like the whole that huge wave of zombies coming.
Sure.
There was some really cool moments in there, but I call this a fall asleep movie here, boys. Like this is like I'm on the couch. I really need to go to bed. Oh, good. Resident Evil Final Chapter's on. I know that when this is on, I'm gonna fall asleep real easy. So
Nice.
just because you don't need to be invested into it, I wouldn't recommend this movie at all to anyone unless you're a fan of it. But even if you are a fan of Resident Evil, I think that you'd be disappointed in this.
Clearly.
Yeah, exactly. It's not for me. This is a pass. I'm just not a fan. I was trying to validate the action, but you know what? I really fucking can't. I really.
You can't.
It was fun to watch, but like I said, I just don't like shaky cam, and it's not for me. Not for me, boys.
Ed?
I'm not going to try to take away from either of what either of you said because you brought up some great points. I mean, Jordan, you said everything I wanted to say, and Eric, you basically did too. I mean, this movie, I was so disappointed in the first one. I mean, it was okay, but I was so disappointed with where they started to take it that I didn't want to watch any of the other movies. Only reason I went and saw this one was because we were going to talk about it. Only reason I saw any of the other ones was because we were going to talk about this movie. So I did it out of obligation, not because I wanted to. Wanted to see them because I knew that they were bad. They were generic movies, and I've got a buddy of mine. He's been starting to come with me to the movies that we've been reviewing, and I told him I was going to see, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm good. I don't need to go."
Yeah.
Nice.
So. Truth be told, I mean, this movie's a nothing movie. They ended the story maybe they did, maybe they didn't, because at the end they say she's literally, I think verbatim says, "So this is the final chapter, or is it?" You know,
Nice.
I think that's the last words of the movie. And the fact that you fucking say that, you ruined everything that was good about this movie. Was the fact that you were ending a terrible franchise.
Yeah.
That was the only thing good about this movie. And then they didn't end the fucking franchise. So, you know, I mean, yeah, it's something that you put on Netflix when you're going to take a nap. You know, it's the NASCAR of movies. You put it on as something on in the background to take a nap to. And I wouldn't recommend seeing it. I wouldn't recommend doing anything other. I wouldn't even recommend. I wouldn't put down. I would not spend any money on this movie. If you got your free trial to Netflix and it was on, and you were really tired, then I can understand that. But other than that, you have no reason to see this movie.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that concludes our review of Resident Evil final chapter, and it will go down in history as my, Jordan, least favorite, worst movie we have ever reviewed in the history of Movie Guys podcast. Yeah, I'm going to punch a baby now. So
Not yours. Don't punch
Um,
yours. You have a cute kid.
I do have one, yes. This movie makes me that angry. But if you like this episode and don't want me to punch a baby, then make sure to check us out at movieguyspodcast.com, BeRealNetwork.com. Search us on iTunes, Movie Guys Podcast, and also on Twitter, Movie Guys Pod. We'll be back next week. We have a couple of ideas for the next week's episode, so it's going to be a surprise. So, but we'll talk to you guys then. For Eric and Ed, this is Jordan. Thanks, guys, for joining me, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good night.
All right.